All right, let's send this over to Miles and Chance. Fellas, Hydra versus Shotzzy. This should be beautiful, right?
This is going to be a banger. There's no other way to put it. I mean, Chance, it's such an exciting moment. Chance had to change his shirt. Had to.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculously hot. I'm not going to lie. The light's a little bit brighter. So, hey, we're trying to, you know, keep it cool before this match starts. Because honestly, the one we just had was scorching hot. Like Miles, we casted the Tuscan Control earlier. That was 16 minutes long. The last series in total was 21 minutes. So it is very quick just to get to this series. But I think the fans will be happy for it.
Very exciting indeed. We have got a wonderful matchup for you, ladies and gentlemen. Our Mountain Dew marquee match is about to begin. OpTic Texas, the New York Subliners. There's a lot of history behind these teams. There's a lot of stories here, but we'll look at the maps and modes first. And hey, it's a bit of a run back of the Toronto versus London Ravens series from earlier today. Double Berlin, double Tuscan, and Bocage to close out the series. Should we have to go the full distance? And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I want to go the full distance in this one. Let's see how we go though. Chance into Berlin. Let's touch upon, I mean, look, Crim up against his old teammates, his old org, you name it, man. It's all happening in this matchup.
I mean, he has won a world championship for the combination of orgs that he is playing against. He has won those world championships with players he is playing against. Make no mistake, there is a bevy of storylines just with Crim slash C6 slash Crimsix slash whatever else you want to talk about alone. And you know, this is the team he wants to beat the most, especially when you're going against the #1 team in the game.
Straight into the hard point we go. Hydra, the man first in, meets an angry Scump who puts him in a bed. Kismet is going to get the time for now and again. Berlin, hard point #1 here. It's not an easy one to hold time on. Typically, what? Well, the team with the favorable side just edges out the other. But for now, bit of a back and forth we go as the opening time's gone down. The kills are all going through here. And Kismet, big win on a Prolute. That's going to be a solid amount of time now going the way of Envoy herself.
Hey, and speaking of Kismet, by the way, I mean, I know the desk already touched on it a little bit, but this is the true test for your SMG duo to figure out exactly how good you are, because Scump and Shotzzy, they have to be the best in the game. So this is a pure square-up sort of match, and I'd say Berlin Hardpoint, one of the best maps New York could possibly get through. They are 4-1 on it since they've gotten this roster together. Hey, this is not a bad start at all. Hydra getting a couple pieces, and, well, New York trying to win that rotation.
Yeah, not at all. New York Subliners coming out hot here in Berlin. Prolute on the outside of the map is going to get cut down. Hardpoint #2 now up. Mailroom. Hardpoint in the hands of the New York Subliners. Scump now on the entry. Good shots through the front. His teammates making his way through as well. A nice bit of work from Dashy. He's going to be brought down on the outside. Prolute now to the hill. Again, nothing but kills. Back and forth, either side. Hydra wins a big one. Nameless, touched upon on the desk. He's an absolute beast. Now, though, to our Mountain Dew featured player, a beast in his own right, it's Shotzzy.
He's just waiting for his moment to strike as well. You see Dashy getting a pick. Well, make it 2 in the feed, so move towards the hill, and poor Hydra is tagged up as one shot could be, and the teamwork is there from OpTic. But while all of this has been transpiring, New York actually get the spawns over towards New. Shotzzy looking for the opening. There's the potential one-on-one gunfight to find the break, and Shotzzy gets the first. His teammates pick up a couple. Shotzzy might get shot in the back, or maybe the trades are in. The teamwork again, perfect. OpTic flipped those spawns to P3, and that is the moment that they needed as they are down by about 25.
And they do a good job of getting some old time over towards the old point, but now the new one is up, and they've got the first dibs on the seconds now coming through. Dashy cut down through mid-map. A team kill there from Hydra will slow the push of the New York Subliners, but it's Kismet. New kid on the block, new kid in the team, but he ain't no kid. He's most players' daddies, but Scump puts him down. Guns a third. That's massive stuff out of the King. Hard point still in the hands of Texas, and now, though, spawns in the bag for New York.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Scump's got the cross with the MP40 of all weapons, but if you got the Beamer, you can take him down, and even while he is getting back down, still making plays. His team, though, trying to fight inside the point. They've actually lost it. It was Scump by himself, but he couldn't get #6, and Subliners, well, they get those close spawns and eventually use that to build that pressure and break through. Final 10 seconds, actually, maybe not going to go their way. #6 Prolute's fighting for it. He wins the fight inside the hill as OpTic winning rotation, so maybe just a cheeky little play to strip away an extra few seconds.
Yeah, great job there. Subliners, though, still maintain the lead for a moment, though. Big wins now. Got to come through from Crim. Hydra's already in from behind. Sneaky, as you like. Manages to catch one out. Prolute's up next. Will he spot him from up top? I think Hydra looked too fast. He didn't see him. And this is going to be an awkward fight, but a good one. Nice teamwork there from the Subliners. Hardpoint now going to be in their hands. They've got to get the time. Not an easy one to hold. Crim, the old goat, stays alive. Forward you go now into the point. This has got to be a solid hold from the Subliners.
Paco and Paul just making moves right there. Again, you called it out. Just Hydra playing with his life, and gets the support from the team, and that is a rotation win. Keep in mind, OpTic, they had the fullest of setups on this P4 hill. It does not last them long at all, and now you had Scump go on a 6. Well, here's Paul on a 5. In the power position of all power positions. 1 kill away from the glide, cannot deliver. Well, he catches hands, though. Keep in mind, Subliners caught all that hill time. They have built themselves a sizable lead.
Good hands from the Subliners now. Time's going their way still. P5's up. Hard point to get time on, and I mean that very sincerely. Hydra now on a 5 spree himself. Will he be able to acquire streaks? Not an easy thing to do against players of this caliber. But for now, looking across the stats, a 4 spree for Crim there. He's managed to turn his game around wonderfully. Over to the old go. Makes it a 5. Beautiful shots again. Time now ticking. Can Hydra get his 6th kill? No, Scump's going to be out like a ghost. Gone. Hydra may be able to get it. We'll see how it goes, though. But for now, the hardpoint time's gone the way of the New York Subliners, and it has been a lovely look from them. Crim spree comes to a close. Over towards, back to P5. Final 30 seconds remaining here.
I mean, look, those are important wins for OpTic just to sort of get those spawns for new, but even on P5, they just lost a pretty decent chunk of time, and I suppose they are fighting back. They're inside the point, trying to keep control of these spawns, and those are a couple of big wins over towards the train side of the map, so you'll be able to get set up for new. Working at, what, a 60-point deficit. I mean, quite frankly, one good money hill on this new hill, and they can be right back in this game.
That's the beauty of the hard point. Scump's getting things going. 4 spree now for the King. That was 3 dead momentarily for the New York Subliners. Back over to Shotzzy, Mountain Dew featured player. Brought down for a moment. We'll see how he goes on the next life. But for now, Scump is absolutely ripping heads. That's his 5th kill in a row, and he's hungry for blood. Looking to get those spawners now for the New York Subliners. Crim reads him like a book, puts him down. Over to Dashy, trying to lock side the outer side of the hard point now. This is the train side. 2nd set is up. And so far, so good, OpTic Texas.
Yeah, you see, though, the pressure's coming on. Ourin. Oh, my God. Pressure, thy name is Kismet. Flies on through, and now Prolute, last man standing. He gets a kill, but he was surrounded. And again, a full 60 gets you right back in the game. And admittedly, they chopped the lead down to 40, but Subliners right back inside the point. Scrap time appearing like it's gonna go their way. And frankly, they're getting all the kills, so the lead is gonna be right back to 60. Shotzzy gets hunted down, and you have all of the pressure in the world. Yes, Kismet falls, but right now, OpTic, they do not have much space to breathe.
50-point game right now. Subliners still with the lead in the lungs. We need to get some air in them right now for OpTic Texas. Crim on a 4 brings down his old teammate. Over to Prolute now. Finally finds the gunny there to take care of Crim. With that now, you still have Subliners in control of the hard point. 3-man hit now through the front side. Hydra's on the flank though. Hydra's on the flank. Here comes the first. Lining them up. Here's the second. Hydra keeps the kills going. The pinch is all good. Subliners will retain control.
I mean, good Lord. I mean, we're talking about like some of the best players in the game right now. Dashy barely passed double negative. Shotzzy -5 as well.
Woo!
I mean, 2 of your star players struggling, and Hydra and Paul not so much, and even Kismet has been frying across the board for Subliners. Straight up outslaying their opponent. Scrap time potentially going to go their way, but more importantly, those spawns. I mean, Subliners, maybe not a stranglehold on the left side of the map, but I think Hydra just got blessed with some timing. So while OpTic are going to collect the scrap on P2, I mean, Subliners have this new hill swarmed.
They do, and they sniff out Shotzzy in the backline as well, so the shenanigans will come to a close. It's shots range from Prolute to keep the hard point that little bit safer now for OpTic Texas. Final few moments go down at P2. Now the approach towards the next. It's office time, and Crimsix taking care of business, gets the 2 of them. And Scump's down low, Dashy by the docks. All angles covered right now. It's got to be pure gunny from OpTic from here on out.
I mean, look, at least the good news for OpTic is they have the close spawn, so you can be quick to get back inside of the hill. And Hydra, funnily enough, this is normally where he's in prime territory, but now it's him and Paul again trying to work together. But OpTic again, sort of deja vu, but on the flip sides, they get the close spawns and allow them to bully themselves inside the hill. By the way, 2nd 5 spree of the game for Scump.
And damn, well, New York Subliners, decent lead, decent hold here. 22 seconds left. Let's hear how they hold it. Quick listen in, New York Subliners.
I'm going mid-set, you Seth. He's going secret. I'm all the way back trains, okay? Yeah, heard. I'm gonna go to the left. I'm not bumping you out of time, okay?
Yep, you're good.
One left. Don't block trains whenever you come off a boat. Go P5, okay?
Yeah,
they're gonna spawn through if we block both.
Yep.
One back there, Dashy.
Sit back up.
I should have stayed alive, bro. He's back there. All good. I'm in the back. Try to stay alive, Paco.
Yeah. Top P2.
You know where you wanna know?
Top P2, mid P5.
I don't see him here.
Mid P5.
I'll play for him.
No, Shotzzy.
You want top P2 now? He's in P2.
Yeah, you ignore that guy. Ignore that guy. Yeah, one back bricks.
From bricks. He's top 3, I think. He's right under you, from bricks.
Top 3. From bricks then.
Nice job. One top 3.
Top 3.
Time
we went. I don't know, we went top 3.
Dirt.
Yo, he's back up. That's good fucking play,
Nice,
Kiz.
good job. Yo, looking for
Good play time.
Nice.
Good play time. I'm gonna get top red.
Oh, Bacardi weak.
Yeah, I'm getting top red.
Bacardi weak. He's just holding
I'm
this
doing it.
up.
1v5, okay? Good
I
luck.
got one. I know. Yeah, he's there. I'm getting wallbang. Hold on, I gotta back up. I'm pulling.
Top me two. He's a
Yo, I'm
P5.
getting up.
Challenge
Sidewalk, Scump, weak on the crane,
Yeah, crane.
Tommy, two there.
Yo, we're gonna flip, okay?
Alright,
Prolute one shot, no.
There's three there.
There's three.
That's good.
Yeah, one in
Yeah, one's P5.
Good job. I have
Shotzzy's close up train on me.
He's on the
Actually, that alley.
Prolute on the heady.
Yo, clutch that's weak. Shotzzy.
Yeah, Prolute on the heady.
Oh, love there for the New York Subliners and the listening, and they are looking absolutely brilliant so far in Berlin, Chance.
And Crim can be aggressive, but he is not wrong about the plays that Kismet was making. And frankly, the plays that are going to win them this game. 15 points, and they're going to be able to do this on P5. OpTic, I mean, I know they fought back a little bit last go around on this hill. Maybe a little bit of fight in them once again, but it seems like this is almost victory lap time as, again, just the slaying numbers for the Subliners have been absurd.
Still, it's not quite over just yet. 10 seconds now for the win. Subliners swarming the point. It all comes down to Dashy. He's got to go big on point. No, he can't. It's Hydra with a rat in the back. That could be it now. The final few seconds. No one's close enough. No nades, no nothing. And Paul, the dagger in the back of Shotzzy. Map number 1 goes to New York.
They came to play as well. I mean, make no mistake, Berlin Hardpoint is best case scenario for New York Subliners to like get through in this series. It has certainly not been OpTic's finest, but either way, I mean, that's fairly dominant. Crim's over there lighting up in the kill feed. We see Hydra picking up pieces time and time again. Him and Paulehx had quite a few good moments, and I mean, I think the big question for me was like the sub duo. Granted, it's Berlin. There was a ton of automatons out for both these players, but I mean, Kismet also performed just top notch. That is across the board. Impressive stuff for the Subliners and a pretty comfortable Berlin win.
A banger, an absolute banger. Not if you're an OpTic Texas fan, obviously, but the starting things off with a bang certainly is indeed the New York Subliners. Stats across the board, pretty good. Look at the highlights now, and it was a lot of love for Kismet. His opening break here, this 3 was an absolute sweet one. I think he does manage to get one more out of this before being brought down. So again, all things considered, beautiful stuff. Scump sprees as well, everything looked good. No one truly able to acquire those streaks though, but man, big rotation fights, massive work at range. But in the end, New York Subliners, they were the ones in the kills department really putting in the work.
And I think if you were to do a hill-by-hill breakdown of the game, fairly comparable on most of the hills, a little bit back and forth. Obviously, Subliners are going to have the edge on a few of them. But P4, they set themselves apart. Like the first go around, they broke OpTic's like setup down and basically turned P4 into a money hill. And almost the exact same thing happened the next go around when we heard the comms. And I mean, Crim was again, he was on point. Kismet's just making plays, picks up the big 2-piece, clears out what they call back dirt, or like the back train section. And again, P4, they truly just ran the show.
Yeah, it was a lot of really important kills. And again, Kismet, a true playmaker for the squad here. Crim sprees as well, pretty spicy. I mean, OpTic, what's going wrong, Chance? We saw Dashy really struggling in the kills department. He was not able to compete in those long-range fights. Obviously, if you can't compete the long-range fights, your subs have to take different routes. They can't make their way through the more open, safer parts of the map. Changes the way you play the game. That scoreline, though, that's a big one, man. That's a statement from the Subliners to get things going. But relax, friends. Don't quite put your shoes on yet. We're staying on Berlin. Search and Destroy coming up just after this one. And then we head to our double dose of Tuscan. Chance, Search and Destroy. New York Subliners, OpTic Texas. What does the crystal ball say?
Well, I would just say for the map 1, right, it is the only map where there is a clear-cut edge when it comes to like the map record. Like, keep in mind, you had OpTic that were what, 5-6, now 5-7 on Berlin Hardpoint. New York Subliners on the year, we saw that the record was 7-4. That's including the time where they were literally not capable as a team of winning a hard point, because with this roster, 4-1, now 5-1 on that map. So they've been dominant on Berlin. That is where OpTic has struggled the most. And I mean, I think the scoreline just reflects that to a T. After this point, though, incredibly comparable across the board. I would say the next, like, strongest advantage would just be OpTic generically in the control, especially so on Tuscan. But outside of that, like, it is anyone's game.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. A little tense there for the boys in the OpTic camp. We'll see now how they deal with adversity, because I feel like, I mean, this is the most difficult matchup they've had so far with Prolute on the roster, right? It's been smooth sailing for the team. You finally get a little bit of an undulation in the road, and how bad does that bump hit the squad? We'll find out for the Subliners. Man, these boys have been through hell. They've been eating the bad stuff all year long and finally have managed to find their success. So we'll see though if this turnaround for them will be so fantastic. Subliners versus OpTic Texas now going into the search and destroy. Let's take a look at their top performers on either side of the board. Who are the champions chance for their respective teams?
Oh, that's just comedy. The fact that Prolute's on there, I mean, his KD is completely absurd. So obviously Paulehx has many more maps under his belt to sort of even out the stats just a little bit. But I think even on like Berlin S&D specifically, Paulehx also has a disturbingly good KD, and I think Berlin is why Prolute's stats are so inflated, because he had like the 10 or 11-1 performance, whatever it was. So certainly players that pay a great deal of attention to, certainly a place where Prolute is going to be happy. And I know, Miles, last time we casted a series for this OpTic team, we talked about how Prolute, in his interview, when he was talking about Search, he's like, some of these pros are just scared to play the game mode. I'm just going to run at them. Well, I think New York is a team that will not have fear in their hearts.
Well, we said the same thing about Atlanta FaZe, bro. What happened there?
Absolutely true.
And what happened there? They got absolutely dinged 3-0, bro. Anyway, whatever. Was it 3-0? No, it was 3-1. I forget. Whatever. Either way, they lost. It was
and
great.
I think, what was the game mode that OpTic lost in that one?
It wasn't Berlin Control. It was Berlin
Bocage S&D, wasn't it?
Bocage just did it. Damn it.
It was the S&D.
That's all right.
And FaZe did run at them.
They did run straight at him. You're not wrong, fam. You're not wrong. But here in Berlin, things are a little diffy. This should be a very, very interesting matchup now. An opportunity for OpTic Texas to bounce back and level the series so far. But for the time being, I think we're all going to A for OpTic Texas.
And this is Paulehx by his lonesome trying to fend off all three of these players, and so far so good. The trade hasn't come through yet. Well, there it goes, and that'll be the clearance. But Kismet has actually found himself in a very interesting spot. Interest I name is Gunny. Takes him down, man advantage New York.
Kismet goes by many names right now. He is what? Aggression, he's Gunny, he's got it all, man. The man's got quite the monikers there. 3v2 now, Dashy and Scump backed up. Working together though, so at the time being, that bomb is going to make its way over towards B slowly. Kismet's got a corner, Hydra has the top side of the map covered. Hydra should spot him. Hydra's got eyes in, there's the bullets, and he's going to be able to send Kismet forward. Nades are there, the subliners have shown up, and they have got Scumpy pinned. We're going after the ankles. He somehow got, whoa, my God. Wait a minute.
Bro,
he somehow got two.
You are 2 bullets away from being on an all-time highlight reel of Scumpy's montage that he's building. But hey, they take care of business. They get it done. You know, that's a round win. Laugh a little bit, shake it off. You know, no big deal.
And yeah, don't get me wrong, the kill on the Prolute was insane, but Scump nearly took on all 3 of those players and killed them all. I mean, if we have a POV of that, it'd be great to see it later, but sweet Christmas. That could have been something special either way. The round goes to the New York Subliners, and now the bomb goes to B.
And this is honestly like 2 kind of comedic, like counter strats, right? Team stacks A on defense, and the team is simply not there. And well, you at least get to trade out the first couple kills, and that is bombed down. You have every single player on OpTic basically watching this cross, by the way. Kismet spots every single one of them though and gets the next kill, and should be able to collect that bomb as well. The Mad Dog wants to get out because look at where Hydra's already at. He is through A. But this is so, yeah, Shotzzy's to the back. He gets caught. All of a sudden, Dashy's in between them. Spot down Hydra, but can't take him down in the gunfight. The Gunny there in full force for the Subliners.
The Phenom, we've expected it of him for so long, and he is delivering 3-0 thus far in the search and destroy. Hydra on a run. The Subliners looking confident and comfortable, as Paul almost got a kiss on the camera there. That'd have been something special as well. But here we go. Slow things down right now. That's the game plan for OpTic. Things are getting a little bit out of control for our Major 1 champions. Crim's on a donut, as is Prolute and Shotzzy.
Well, I mean, even for Dashy, he doesn't miss shots very often, but he misses there. And I mean, I was looking at the KDs, you know, Crim dropped a 1.56, and these are certainly 2 players that only have nice things to say about each other. By the way, Scump is effectively behind every single subliner player, but he's also very much out of the action.
Yeah, he'd be out of the action for a moment, but as soon as he gets going, he's going to be a dangerous thing to look at in just a moment. Here we go, though. Subliners lining up for the hit. Straight in the sight. Prolute doesn't get anything in there. Kismet's already on the bomb. You've still got the man at the back. Shotzzy watching that bomb from this back window position. He's in trouble. Tagged up. This is not working out. Scump, though, he's still the 1 player of the insurance policy. A big win from Kismet on the front line. Here comes Scumpy. Late to the party, but he's here just when he needs to be, Chance.
He's just playing sneaky, just trying to get the timing right, and he gets the timing perfect for one, but that's 8.5, and they're not there in time. Scump made the play.
Saves the day in the last possible seconds. That is unbelievable timing, wicked timing indeed. Outstanding composure, and Scump was out of the play for so long, but you best believe he's still involved. A tremendous round for OpTic Texas.
I mean, 10% luck, 20% skill, 70% timing on that final gunfight, right? Because New York actually make the perfect play just to swarm in, to like put themselves in this situation where they can hop on the defuse, but it was the late flank the entire time that bails them out. So shout outs to the king, as Prolute and Shotzzy still sitting on a donut.
Again, it's not necessarily, the gunny is not working out right now. New York Subliners have got Texas number in the fights, but the big brain plays from Scump get them on the board. Biggest problem though is you can't do that every round. We've got to see those donuts change. Because OpTic Texas only down a round for now, but that could get ugly real quick. We've seen some ish today, friends.
And I think right now the game plan probably just to try to catch a player off rotation, because Crim is certainly looking towards the middle of the map, and the bomb hasn't wrapped back to A, even though Subliners are putting the pressure over there. Now you see actually Kismet making a move, and keep in mind, Kismet is going to be on a 5 spree. Scump has a little bit of help, but Shotzzy has fallen. Scump now by himself and 3 players nearby.
Oh, he lives for this though, man. He's playing real sneaky. Heard a lot. Did he get checked? He did. Just the other side. If he, oh man, don't make a sound, don't even breathe, doesn't matter. Prolute though still alive now. 2v3. Dashy trying to find something. Bomb planted. If he can catch these players on the runaway, that'd be very impressive. He does. Good kill. It's a 2v2.
Still though, it's the clutch spots that they haven't cleared out, and I think right now if they're grouped up together, they're just gonna have to gun these players, and well,
my God,
they're getting flanked as it's happening. Kismet on a 5. This might be the 2 to get the glide.
This could be the 2 to get the glide. This is the 2 to get the round as well. Eyes on the first at least. That's the second. He doesn't check it. He does. Dashy. Whoa, wins the fight. 20 seconds now. 1v1. Paul has to keep the bomb safe. Can Dashy win the fight? The answer is no. Subliners once again. Right place, right time.
Just always there. I mean, making the good plays, have done their homework. You got the reads on the Scump spot, laying down inside of office. They're doubled up when they're taking chows on Shotzzy, and even the play call for Kismet. He's playing for streaks, and there was no fear in his heart. Makes the perfect flank. He might not get the glide, but definitely puts Paul in a pretty easy spot to secure the round. And I mean, this is kind of dominant right now for the Subliners.
Kinda. Crim ain't got a kill.
He doesn't need one.
Give me something, Crim. Come on. Shotzzy still on the donut as well, so it's a weird one for sure. Heavy hit towards B. OpTic are in the prime position to get this one done on the defense, but here we go. There's the defense from Hydra. First blood, in and out, no questions asked, bomb down.
I would never understand not checking that corner, even if the stuns don't connect, but maybe you get Dashy as the bailout, and well, he'll need to bail out once again because you still have the man disadvantage, and the bomb down in the toughest possible spot, and someone's got to go collect it. I think Scump is going to have to be that guy. Decent amount of time to work with, but plenty of corners to check. Right now, Paulehx might be the guy that breaks this down. Scump ever pushes out to make a play.
Oh my God. Not Crim once again. The gunny, the Subliners is just on point. Dashy now on the 1v3. Technical ace if he wins the whole thing. Wow, God damn. All right. There it goes. Yeah, Crim, you tell him. You tell him, Crim.
Like I said, him and Dashy only have nice things to say about each other.
Well, look, I mean, there's 2 dudes who are cosplaying as Bruce Wayne, and there can only be one right now, man. Let me tell you, Fat Man, he saw the signal in the sky, and he took a mad on Bruce there. Let's get it. Right, next round. This is hot. Crim's fight. There's no way they lose this map now. No way, man. After Crim gets the gunny on both Scump and Dashy like that, come on. 4-1 Subliners.
And you asked him to get a kill, by the way. He didn't need one for the first couple rounds, but delivers with 3 in the last one. Can't close doors, though. It can only do 1 at a time. Maybe a nice thing, finally a first blood and a bit of fresh air for OpTic now with the man advantage, and the bomb has not yet crossed that B site. Paulehx just looking for something.
He saw something. He saw Scump. Guns 1. Oh, my word. Shots are in. No more to be had there, though. On the outside of the site, though, Kismet now trying to keep the bomb safe. Oh, he saw Shotzzy's ankles, but they're fast ankles. He's long gone. Crim now gets to the fight from behind. Little late. Timing could be great. Finds himself 1. Shotzzy last up in the 1v2. He's our Mountain Dew featured player. He's an insanely talented individual. He's having a bit of an off day today. This could be the turnaround moment for him.
And this is, well, no, it's just going to end. Kismet with the reads and Subliners. even in the 3v4, get it done. Catch OpTic getting over aggressive, making the plays, and Crim again shooting Dashy in the back. But I mean, maybe we talk about the fat man too much. Kismet right now, double digits early on this Berlin.
And honestly, like in every map so far, I mean, there's only two, but Kismet has been the playmaker. And we talked about that in a big way when he joined the roster in the Pro-Am again. They did win the Pro-Am. They didn't receive any CL points for the Pro-Am, which is honestly a tragedy for a team that's looking so good right now. But 5-1 here on Berlin. Kismet, 10-3. Falls onto the bomb site immediately. The guns are up, but Dashy draws first blood. Two as well.
Just a second. Yeah, big kills over on that fire tank. Takes down Crim with the chow, and, well, that leaves the kids in a tough spot. And small window of opportunity, but everyone's going to get shut down. Scump there towards the end to make that a very quick round for OpTic. 5-1 is the deficit they're working from. A quick round to get on board. And, hey, back-to-back rounds where at least they get the first blood. So they're at least starting to find a couple more of these kills, but still a very deep hole they're digging themselves out of.
Yeah, that was a very confident round. That's what you want to see out of OpTic Texas. That's the way they've played for so long. That's the style. It's in your face. It's very confident. No hesitation, and that was a perfect example of it. You're still on map point now for the Subliners. Dashy and Scump, 6-6 each. We clear out of A. We'll see what shots he can find here.
I mean, he's responsible for this entire site by himself. Dashy finds another first blood, and they've cleared out so much of the B site that I was going to say, they have to know almost for a fact that the bomb is over towards A, but you see Shotzzy's still a little bit concerned about his own flank. The nade's coming through, though. That has to give up the name of the game, and you see OpTic right now working on the swarm.
Oh, Shotzzy takes the shots onto the first player, and then Hydra is already immediately wrapped back, able to maybe get a few more here. This is unreal, man. 2v3, Hydra. Fast transition indeed. Scump, though. He's got his scent, and he knows he's in the building with him. Will he check this? Will Hydra spot the top side? Or will Scump get the easy kill? It's an easy kill, and unfortunately, the banister just obscures his vision now. Paulehx in the 1v3.
That's just incredibly patient from Scump. Just big chilling, like, you know, part of the way up to top third. And now Paulehx trying to get the bomb down, but is getting hunted. As is tradition, wins gunfights that he shouldn't, but eventually gets taken down. And you got to sweat for it just a little bit, but pretty solid round coming out of OpTic. Again, they've been pretty heavy on their stacks on defense to whatever site they're going, and even there, it pays off pretty well. Again, Dashy, another first blood goes his way. Shotzzy playing around that A site to perfection, making sure he doesn't get caught out. And, well, there you go. 5-1 deficit. Now chopped down to 2.
Yeah, Subliners, we test the metal now. Round by round, that confidence starts to dwindle. 5-3. One more, and things are starting to get real nervous. Passed it over towards the B-bomb site right now for the members of OpTic. Subliners line up on the defense. Nade's going out. Crim with the top side. He just saw that little shadow. Dashy's 4 spree could become a 5 now.
Well, it definitely gets shots in as that bomb is moved. But look where the bomb moves to. Hydra, again, in the exact same corner, gets first blood and actually does get traded out. I don't know what kind of angle Prolute just had, but that's a nice catch. And Kismet in between the door, gets shot, tagged up, and traded. But not before Paul makes this a 2v2.
That's a really hard gunfight to win, and he's not going to get the job done here. Prolute, once again, saves the day for his team. Picking up them trades every time. Backs up with a bomb now as well. So Subliners have fast read this. Crim's already on the play. And this could go really well if he checks the timing here. If he goes inside the back of this warehouse, that's one thing, but OpTic may have just slipped it. They've gone. They're out. Crim's not checked it. OpTic might be able to plant A unless Paul has an eye on this.
Well, no, Paul got spotted.
Oh, he's dead, bro.
Waiting for the time and couldn't quite get it. Not an easy gunfight to win, and now Crim trying to avoid getting turned on. Dashy playing with some food. 4 spree for him. The bomb is planted. Paulehx here. Quick, though, for the challenge, leaving Dashy 1v2 for the game life.
Here comes Dashy. Big shots at close range now. It's a 1-on-1. And this is it. It's Batman. It's Fat Man. It's a 1-on-1 for the round. For the Subliners, for the map, for Dashy to keep his team in it. 30 seconds on the bomb.
One will be Adam West. One will be George Clooney.
Oh, my God. The stakes have never been higher. Here goes Crim. His shoulders. Oh, my God. Dashy wins it. And, man, it was close. It was close, but that's a massive win. And this is the momentum shift. It's one round at a time. Crim's controller hit the lap. He's already cracking fingers. That was a big round, and everyone knows it.
And I'm not a lip reader, but I'm going to go ahead and take a small guess that it was Dashy that Crimsix was talking a little bit of smack to, i.e. through his camera. No more trash talk now. That is an intense look of focus as that 5-1 lead has faded. You still have the advantage. You got Dashy on a 6. One more kill, you get the glide. It's not incredibly impactful on Berlin, except for the fact that you can see everybody on the map. No first blood there. Subliners taking their time to play for a pick.
And they should take their time. They've had the advantage in nearly every single round possible, and they've done the best they possibly can to run it. Crim v Dashy once again. Crim wins the fight from that angle. The tags were in, and Dashy's spree remains alive. One more kill's a glide bomb. We might run it back in a moment, but for now, Subline is still holding strong. No one hit the bomb just yet.
I mean, they are really trying to play for this pick, and Crim, same angle looking for it, but Dashy just quick with the movement. He's playing for the intel, and there you go. You get the glide, and you have the man advantage, but the A site has been somewhat left open. OpTic might be playing to nade these guys off site once you make the noise. If those doors are open, maybe you start the cook, but Kismet not on bomb yet.
Dashy's back in, man, and he is laser focused right now. Paulehx levels it up, 3v3. Here comes the plant. Oh, massive nades. Big kills once again. Paul lost, man, and it's over. One round at a time. True ice in the veins. OpTic Texas are back in this. What are we watching?
Look, real quick, I think it was the Ravens that I think had the perfect strat to play around the glide bomb where they sent 2 players with cold-blooded into sight. I don't know who has offense, who has defense, but if Subliners are keeping track, they should be able to know that Dashy has the glide, should be able to play around cold-blooded, and there's some weird potential to try to make a play to avoid getting spotted. And they are going to be on defense. Only one player going towards B, so it's not going to be the complete rip, but you know what the play call has to be. And funnily enough, they're leaning towards A, even with the glide. But 100% they're waiting to call this in.
Still information gained from this one. And again, the final round now. Glides come through. Kismet on the bomb site. That's at least one player on B, so you know that's up. Here comes Shotzzy into the site. Yeah. Kismet, he takes care of him. Shotzzy is done. Still trying to keep the play alive, though. Kismet checking the corners. He saw the tip of the head of Dashy. Oh, my God. Kismet finds all 3. That's it. It's done. It's done. New York Subliners stay alive. What a search it was. And Kismet, yeah, man, take a bow. What a final play. Shotzzy doesn't check nothing. He gets checked. That's a stinger. OpTic Texas go down 0-2.
Dude, yeah, and look, you call him the glide. No one has cold-blooded, so you can call them all out. But how do you call out that there's someone in sight like that detailed? Like if they're not in office, like it's, oh, he's in the middle section behind the desk, like in this thing. And it's just, it's so tricky. And I don't know, man, having the glide and going that direction does not seem the easier way to go. And Shotzzy felt the pain. No comeback there. 1 in 10 performance out of the Wizard. I think Subliners, hey, a dub's a dub. You're 2-0 up right now. Round 11 or a 6-1 makes no difference. They're happy for the W on top of a performance like that from Kismet, who back-to-back games has been lights out.
Unreal, man. Unreal. It got shaky. 6-5. The final score, it was a tight one, but hey, what can we say, friends? Mountain Dew marquee match does not disappoint so far. We're 2 maps down. We've got 1 more potentially if we can see a New York Subliners win, but no way, man. It's the Mountain Dew marquee match. We're going to see OpTic Texas pull this one back. We'll see if the games can continue to bring the electricity and the intensity that we've already seen so far. Quick commercial break, friends. When we come back, more Call of Duty action here in the CDL.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Zenny. Armor your eyes with Block's gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
In that electrifying round 11, your boy picks up 3 and basically wins the round.
Yeah, no, I mean, literally single-handedly wins the round, right? Has a perfect read towards the end, catches Dashy, and just transfers into a free, in effect, 3-piece. And, I mean, plays like that got to feel good, especially against a team like this, in a moment where we've mentioned a few times, Subliners are 11th in the CDL standings when it comes to pro points. They are still in a pretty big hole, like 30 points down on 8th place right now. I think it might actually be 40 because of the Toronto series earlier. And this is qualification for these guys. If they beat OpTic here, they go to 3-2 and get winners bracket. Now, admittedly, you can go 2-3, and depending on tie breaks, still get to winners. But it's messy. It's easier. If you win, you're in.
If you win, you're in for the New York Subliners, and now is the time to win it. Tusk in control. Game 3 here in the series, and again, mate, a 3-0 today from New York. I mean, look, my picks would be on point at that stage, but tell you about it, that is not what we thought would happen today at all.
No, that is a savage graphic, by the way. That's almost out of pocket. Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
That's cold-blooded.
For what it's worth, by the way, speaking of cold-blooded stats, so Tusk in control, everybody already knows is defensive sided, but that has been getting worse. In stage 1, offense is only won 28% of the time. In stage 2, offense only won 24% of the time.
Okay.
So far in stage 3, offense has only won 16% of the time. So teams have been getting better at the map, and by getting better, it means getting stronger at defense. Now, that being said, OpTic has been the #1 team in the game by a wide margin when it comes to attacking rounds on this map. 43% win record. I want to see if they can deliver in stage 3 as well.
After a good start, they're about to get the second segment if the time permits, and it should. Shotzzy on point there. Our Mountain Dew featured player once again has had a bad series so far. But there is a definite opportunity to turn it around, and look at the moves. As soon as he got that second segment, he's gone. Him and the boys over by B. It's a 2-man stack right now. Prolute and Scump, they're hitting the time. Shotzzy trying to find the kills. Paul somehow gets 2. Oh my God, what kills now coming through from the Subliners. The B zone has been cleaned up, and they couldn't get a segment.
Yeah, didn't get that extra tick, right? They are the only team in the game that actually averages more than 4 ticks in a round, which means they average getting a single tick over towards B and just capping A. And this is where they're still putting the pressure on. They are flooding towards this point. Shotzzy has been able to pick up 2. The flank from the top rope, though, well, might be enough to be the dagger. As Hydra opens his eyes, and there you go. Gets the freebies, and that tick still has not come through.
New York Subliners hold the line against OpTic Texas over by B. So now we divert our attention back over towards the A side of the map, and it's all good now. For Paul, finding these kills. Prolute's in. That's going to be enough to get the time. But here comes Hydra. The late main reinforcement. Their gun is up, and the kill is good. 30-ish seconds remaining. Subliners looking great.
And now you're actually pretty much forced to go over towards A, where, I mean, Subliners kind of have the setup right now, but the nades are there to break it down, and Prolute finds a kill towards the middle of the map. So this most likely should be enough to at least open up the pressure towards A as Shotzzy actually wraps back, but not because he hopped off for a second. There you go. Paulehx is finding a way in. New York, they're putting the pressure on. Only 15 seconds left in this round. Potential.
So, I mean, look, it should be done. There it is. That's going to be the capture. That's the capture. We've got an extra minute to work with. 1:15 on the clock. 10 lives for the Subliners on defense. 8 for OpTic Texas now to attack with. Breathe the fire out your lungs. Chill out a little. Try and make that play happen.
Well, that is definitely not a good start. Again, any player that falls just sets you back an extra 10 to 15 seconds. And, well, if another player falls, it sets you back even further. Scump tries to open the door just a little bit, but it is solo plays from him, and he can't make the magic happen. Now down to 5 lives, and Dashy trying to wait for a couple of his teammates, but that is not a close spawn for Scump at all.
Now, Hydra familiar put shuts the door in his face. Nice shots out. Dashy up close and personal. Green not safe to be. 2 lives now remaining for OpTic Texas here in the opening round. Scump can stay alive, that's one thing. His teammate on the other side of the map, Shotzzy, is now having to make the play alone. Less than 20 seconds to work with. How many kills can he get? There's 1. 5v1 right now for Shotzzy. A beamer on a pole. And now, will he check every possible angle? Oh my god, 15 seconds still to work with. Shotzzy. No dead silence activated, but your boy's on a bit of a run now. How many more kills? He's doing this, somehow finding the kills. Less than 10. Can he contest? No. The beamer was on as Shotzzy finally found some form towards the end, but too little, too late. Subliners take the round.
Yeah, and I'd say, you know, a fun little moment from Shotzzy towards the end, but ultimately just sort of a standard round. And OpTic, again, actually below average because they didn't get that extra tick. Now, they certainly showed a couple pushes why they are so good, right? 2 different moments where they get, like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 players out towards the point. But even if you get there, does not make it easy to actually capture. And, well, Subliners hold strong as Paulehx and Hydra. I mean, pretty sizable kill advantage that they built up, both already double digits.
Feels all good. First segment gone. A fast cap already now from the New York Subliners. Looking to see the A side slowly but surely close out. Scump getting aggressive. Cleans up both on the point. Beautiful work there from the King. That's going to be the first segment A done. They're going to be able to get back on this one quickly because, again, Spawn's a little squirrely right now. Shotzzy now on the insides of the New York Subliners spawn. Will they be able to catch a couple of kills here and keep them off balance? No, they're still on point. Scump alive in their spawn. Still chance, and it's a little messy here, but the second segment's done.
It should look like they might actually capture A. I mean, right now, just trying to chop away at the lives is Shotzzy just being a nuisance towards the back line. But whatever the case may be, you clear out your spawn and capture that A zone. Plenty of time to work with. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to be put on the clock, and that'd be good for maybe 4 solid pushes to try to capture B.
Anytime. Subliners now just slowing things down. Find the opening. Ball's all good. Single tag in there from Hydra as they make their way forward. Top side of church, not a safe place to be right now for anyone from OpTic. Here comes Scump. Oh, what timing! Unfortunately, though, the kill lands. Shotzzy manages to land a stun or 2. This might activate the pinch. Will they be able to hit the play here? Over the top he goes. Shotzzy with the smooth moves. There's the cleanup from Scumpy. It's nice teamwork from OpTic Texas. Makes the top side of church all safe and sound. Over to the P5 side of the map, though. That's not going to be as safe. The Scump now on a 2.
I bet it's just brutal too, because I think Subliners had half an idea to try to get Kismet some streaks because he was on a 4, but Shotzzy goes on the flank and then it's just such a distraction that Scump is able to swoop in and pick up a pair of extra kills. Now the pressure's on B just a little bit, but I mean, just look at the setup from OpTic. Literally everybody here ready for these gunfights to clear them off the point. Subliners, any bit of pressure they had immediately gets alleviated, and well, you go right back to sort of the standard setup. Where does New York want to try to attack from? Well, they're leaving one guy in P5 for the late hit, everybody else going around. It takes a long time to set up, and I said maybe 4 good pushes. They've had 1 try, and already a minute has been burned off the clock.
Yeah, taking their sweet time getting involved in the fight. 15 lives now remaining as Hydra gets absolutely lit up by that lantern. That's it, done. Kismet trying to make his way forward now. The superstar of the first 2 maps has been somewhat stunned here on Tuscan, not able to get any shots in. Scump's going to win the fight. Crim, though, he might be able to pick up 2 here. Comes Dashy around the corner, another one from Crim. 3 in a row. Buying some space, buying some time, but Shotzzy has just slipped in through the bottom side of P5. He may be able to get 2 out of this fight. Here he goes. Gets 1, not able to get the second. The defense will still hold. Less than 25 on the clock now, and OpTic hold the line.
I mean, Subliners right now praying for a big 2-piece, and maybe Hydra can be that guy. But again, super tight setup from OpTic. They are just living on like the bottom quarter of that map. That means you should be here for the trades. The nades coming through, Hydra tagged up, and well, the trades are there. While Paulehx gets a kill over towards Outer, traded. Kismet the next one in the hill, the double chow, no trades needed. It looks like OpTic set themselves up for, again, standard, but also fairly dominant round on defense.
Defense. Get it done. In the kills department as well, we've already seen a match come down to the final moment. The final round being decided by kills, not by segments. So, swap sides again. OpTic Texas still fighting for their life here in this series. They're certainly feeling the pressure now.
They might have an interesting, I think it literally might have been like their first round of Tuscan control this year where they like 4-hit mid and instantly cap B. So I know they certainly have a couple tricks up their sleeve, and it won't be the case this time. Fairly standard, try to get some mid-map control, send Shotzzy on the flank, and for the moment, Subliners, you can see Paulehx, he's making the read, but no, it goes his way. Paulehx always wins those, somehow, someway.
Kismet as well, cuts him down from behind. Scump now managing to slow down the hit. Takes care of those defending players. We're going to be able to dive straight onto the point right now. So OpTic Texas slowly but surely capturing A. Let's hear how the masterminds get to work with a quick listen in.
Can you be my mid or no?
One guy stop church, stop church.
I got needed. I'm holding the turn right now.
One can pitch us.
I could pitch the guy top church. Give me time. I have their side right now.
Stop church, yeah.
Yo, be main on me, Hydra. Be main Hydra one shot.
Pitch me dead.
Hydra one shot, be main. Come
Yo,
back to back.
1-3, boys.
Yeah,
I'm trying to pitch once. Yo, we need to work for it. Yeah, he was out here.
I'm a hold mid. In you,
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to kill them guys. Bump forward, Steph. I'll pick the point.
Got one mid.
And be my. Watch out the back tank. Missing kids.
By pinching.
He's the back tank. He's in
I'm mid. I'm mid.
You have their shot or no?
I just got double edit.
I'm trying to help you.
I'm mid.
I need their deep spawn. I'm a rebel. He's gonna chase me. No, chase me to the paint.
No,
he's on fire. That's him. Push her. Yeah, we should keep moving. Yeah. I got time. Let the P1 door.
Yeah.
We playing for the back.
I don't see they come church.
Did you mean the close right
Yeah,
corner?
I'm about to nade back.
Back tree dead. I'm in this. That guy's gonna spawn. Church pots. Yeah, I'm on the take now. I got one. Another one. Two spawning pots.
Nothing close.
It's a church. Watch out. He's gonna go bump church or ramp.
Remember me dead.
Yo, top point. Watch out. Last guy,
Yeah,
he jumped that point. He's gonna be short.
I'm holding church.
Two short on me. Paul and Hydra.
Nothing church so far.
Pitch me in the back. One is pitch on roof.
You already yours?
Yeah, you like committed to it. I'm pretty sure you like fully pushed. Me and Spawn top play from. If you don't see him.
I'll just get be main, bro.
Change your close shot, Ant. No.
Plot 1 HP, Paul.
Got into this.
I'm nading cloud.
Don't need it.
During the listening, we capture A. We get ourselves in a bit of trouble, but now OpTic over towards the B zone they go. Kismet on the late flank. Should be able to go huge here. Catches one. Dips on out. Teammates are going to make the reads here. He has pulled the attacking team now away from the B zone. Their eyes are up. They've had to shift play chance. Less than a minute to work with.
Well, eventually he does get taken care of, but even still, you're just back to square one. And again, any player that gets caught makes it just that much more difficult. Again, I said the numbers like earlier, but it is now just in stage 3, only 16% of the offensive rounds have been won. And obviously, so far in this game, 2 for 2 for defensive rounds. And certainly Subliners trying to shape up for 3 for 3. You do actually have pressure on point, and this is a couple kills going towards OpTic.
Big kills out of Hydra. Once again, that's going to be 4 now in a row for him. The kills are there. One more on the top plat side. It's going to be Scump. Dashy wins a big one at range. You've got an opening in now. Get back on this. Can the reinforcements, though, get there in time? There are 10 members of OpTic now to attack this point with 7 defenders in the form of the New York Subliners. And Dashy now on a 5 spree, starting to get things going. Scump, Prolute, lives are gone for the Subliners. You've got players on it. 3-man stack. This should be the round. The last few kills coming through. OpTic Texas lighting things up. Here come the attackers. One last shot at this one. The kills have got to be great. Scump from the back line. The capture, though. Oh, it's on. Shotzzy's got to go wild, and he does indeed. Yeah. OpTic Texas. Narrow margins, but they get it done. Matt point.
Yeah, that is not easy in the slightest. Dashy making plays. Shotzzy with the follow-up, and that is a massive round for them to be able to win, because we mentioned best team in the game on offense. Also, OpTic, best team in the game on defense on this map. So what do you know? Strong on Tuscan control. Where they have an 11-2 map record, but that is actually, I mean, just absurdly difficult to make it happen. It takes a 6 spree from Dashy just to set it up, but hey, they had it on lives, they had it on ticks, and what a big round for them to get. Now pressure for the Subliners absolutely on. Gotta win a round on offense. That is not easy.
Nope, not an easy thing whatsoever. Dashy gets caught out on the YY. Doesn't expect 2 players towards the back there. And oh dear, Hydra's alive in the back line. Now starting to run amok. What was that gunfight? Thank God someone stopped him. Second segment at A's gone.
In a moment.
It'd be like that sometimes. Here comes Hydra once again, the back off spawn. Dash, you gonna check this corner? That's Hydra. That's what he does best, baby. There we go, though. That's the segments at A closed out. An additional minute to work with. It's 2:22 in total. Here we go, New York. You have what it takes to capture that B zone.
And you do have Crim sort of, well, I want to say in like prime spawn killing territory, but not really. I mean, if players get in the back, you can more or less ignore them. And again, just play a tight setup around B. And OpTic are ready for the flank. They're paying a great deal of attention to it. And whether it's offense or defensive, Dashy is top green. That is his happy place on Tuscan control.
Paulehx working the back line, and he's still alive, still keeping him up on toes. And this is great work from Crim. Shots on a Prolute. Reach out. Big win. We still have players down in the spawn in the backside because he did open up that spot for just a second. His teammates have been ripped up on the front line. Crim is now behind enemy lines, and he is trying to get himself home. And finally, they do take care of him. Subliners now trying to make their way forward once again.
Yeah, Kismet trying to just take as many players to the grave as possible, and well, can't even get one, but he was completely by himself as his teammates are now getting flanked in towards P5. Hydra actually reads it, didn't have the high ground, and now Shotzzy gets to try to do the little dance, but gets taken down tonight, and now you go back to the same sort of standard defense, 17v17, and that is a nice start.
A lot of damage from Prolute, not enough to get the kill. It's going to slow down the attackers just that much. Dashy now in the repeat. Here goes the fight against Crim, an easy win for him. The pinch is there. Dashy, Shotzzy in the kill feed. All good now as OpTic hold the line. They keep that B side of the map totally safe and sound, and this is again to force the hard point on Tuscan in the next map.
And well, you clear him out quickly, actually. Should be able to get shot in the back, and well, maybe Hydra just shoots him in the front. Good timing for number 4. Kismet actually finds a way through, but just because he got through doesn't make it any easier. And I think Prolute actually feels the pressure, so maybe he did spot Kiz, or maybe not. A couple players from OpTic actually turned, but hey, Kismet wins the gunfight. But again, he is the lone man right now behind enemy lines.
Kismet fired his gun. Might have been intentional just to draw some of the aggression, but he's on the hunt now. Prolute's right behind him. Weird timing. He's somehow going. He's still going. Scump wins the fight. That's good for now. Paul will lose his sole teammate in that same position with less than 25 seconds remaining and only 6 lives to get the job done. New York, this has got to be special.
One moment of perfection. Shotzzy going to be the late flanker you have to deal with, and they win the first gunfight. How quick are their reads and Shotzzy? And there you go. Paulehx wins that kill. A nade to take down one, though, but this is it.
This is it. They're on the point right now. Here comes the stack. The kill's there from Dashy. He somehow stays alive. Crim's going to get weird timing with the player coming through church as well. Prolute wins 2 on the back. That's unreal. That's it. Prolute's 2-piece on the backside of the B zone helps seal the deal. As OpTic stay alive here in the series, we go to another hard point.
Death taxes and OpTic winning a Tuscan control, right? 12-2 record overall, still the best team in the game on both offense and defense, and they show off a little bit of the reason why. Again, it takes heroics and a Herculean effort to make things happen on offense, but Dashy delivers. Again, top green is his happy place, or top radio, whatever you want to call it, but they had the comms to avoid getting 3-0'd. Still not a fun place to be in the series, but honestly, you could say say the same thing for both teams. The pressure's still absolutely on.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Dashy again, 33 and 20 with a 3.8k damage. Great work out of him. The first time I think we saw Dashy really light things up here in Vanguard was in fact on Tuscan. So if you needed the bounce back in the series, there it was, OpTic fans. You're still alive for now. A Tuscan hardpoint will come up next. But first, let's look at these highlights.
I think one thing that stood out, by the way, just on the stats is just the number of offensive kills like OpTic had compared to New York. Like New York were certainly putting in the work and keeping up like on their defenses, but on their offenses, they just not could contribute in the slightest. And again, that is just way Tuscan goes from time to time, but whatever the case may be, OpTic do take care of business. And I mean, looking forward, we stay on Tuscan, where good maps for both teams. And this is kind of a fun one too, because like right now, Subliners are without question in conversation for best hardpoint team in the game. Obviously, they win the Berlin in pretty convincing fashion for map number 1, but I think this is really where you sort of test your mettle, because this is definitely one of OpTic's better maps.
Not to mention the fact that, you know, they may be one of the best hardpoint teams in the game right now, but this season has been so bad in general for the Subliners. A quick recap, they're sitting at 60 CDL points overall. They're in 11th place out of 12. This is a bad situation to be in. Regardless of how well the team's playing right now, you need a win. You need a win bad, New York. Like, you gotta start climbing. The next team above them is only, what, 80 points, and after that, it's tight. It's real tight. You need to have a sort of a similar performance we had, of course, at the Pro-Am. Current form is a great indicator of how good the team is. But you're playing that long game. You're playing that journey towards champs. You have to turn things around now, and a series like this against OpTic that maybe, I mean, unlikely to close out 3-0, they've got to keep the pedal to the metal for sure.
And, you know, an 8-3 record overall in the Tuscan hardpoint, but a 3-1 record for the Subliners, at least with this roster on this map. So I think this might be a battle of maybe 2 titans in the league as it stands. But yes, as you said, much more pressure on the Subliners for this moment. I mean, right now, I'd say for OpTic, like, you know, they already have their 3 wins that they needed. They will be in winner's bracket. Obviously, they still want the seeding. They still want the extra points as well because they still don't have the #1 seed in the league. But right now, New York, again, just that intense look of focus on most of their faces. Crim stoic as always.
Always stoic indeed. Røkkr now, again, that was the most needed comeback in this series. A very slow start from most of them. Scump's been beamed from start to finish. Dashy's now got on board. Shotzzy, some questionable plays when it came to the search and destroy, of course. But hey, man, it's all good for now. Synchronized swigs from their game fuel bottles. The boys are looking strong and ready to rock and roll. Focused up indeed. Tuscan hardpoint coming up now. Map number 4 in the series is it's all smiles, Chance. It's all fun and games. And all right, well, Scumpy's off, so clearly we're not diving straight into the matchup. But either way, it's a good spot to be in right now for OpTic again. As you said, solid game, solid map and mode for both teams. This should be a real banger. Again, as every map in the series basically has been so far. Any sort of more high-level predictions of how this one go down? Again, New York, one of the best hardpoint teams in the game as of right now.
I mean, I think it really depends on Shotzzy, right? I mean, just from map number 1, obviously every single player on Subliners was popping off from time to time, but like Crim had a 1.56, but we saw Kismet making just massive plays. Even Kismet in game number 2 had Shotzzy's numbers where Kismet dropped 13 kills. Shotzzy goes 1 in 10. Obviously, Shotzzy bounced back and I don't think went like crazy positive in the control, but enough to get them to dub. If Shotzzy's not dropping a 0.46, you know, OpTic in a little bit better of a spot. So I think he's the player I'm probably going to pay the most attention to on Tuscan because, I mean, Scump is literally Mr. Consistent. I certainly trust him at this point. But if you're regarded as the most impactful player in the game, which that is certainly a title in a game like Vanguard and obviously where he was an MVP in a game like NW, the similarities are certainly there. I mean, he's the guy you're looking for to really go big for the team. And it seems weird to say, but we got to see if he could, you know, stop Hydra and Kismet.
Hey man, they've been absolutely frying recently. Hydra's had a lovely series so far. Kismet with the map-winning moments when it comes to both Search and Destroy and that first hardpoint as well, has to be said. Berlin, that was all them. Now Tuscan. Will this be OpTic's playground to bounce things around and get themselves back into this one? There we go. Shotzzy, what a comeback indeed. 0.46 in the first 2 maps. In that last one alone, a 1.04. So we talk about one of the most impactful and brilliant players in the world right now in the game. He certainly is it. Can he keep this one going? All eyes will be on our Mountain Dew featured player Shotzzy here on Tuscan Hardpoint.
And we'll see how the opening break goes as well. Obviously, New York are spawning on the advantageous side and maybe showing off why they get the advantage. Shotzzy, the slippery snake, though, able to at least get 1 kill, but still, it'll be New York posted inside of the hill. And, well, just making good use of that. Can't believe it wasn't a headshot, but whatever the case may be, good chunk of time right now going to New York.
Yeah, Scump finding kills on the flank, though, having to make Paul swivel around. Is he a human turret? We'll find out as the time's still going the way of his teammates. Shotzzy managed to make the opener. Dashy with the kills there as well. Subliners caught looking away. Kills now going their way. OpTic back into the hard point we go, and they've flipped it. Well, they're in the good side of the map, so they've got themselves in a sweet spot. Time ticking away here. Chance first hard point's going to come to a close, and good work, Subliners. Over the second we go.
Yeah, and sort of the give and take, right? New York Subliners spawn on the, quote, good side of the map, but that's just for P1. Obviously, OpTic set themselves up from the rotation over towards P2, so the push and pull of Tuscan, and that just means we get to see New York out, try to break through this hill. Great Simp coming through just to let Scump actually go and pick up that freebie of a kill. Paul tries to come through the alley. Free kill there for Shotzzy in the hold right now. So strong, so good.
So nice and so clean nades there from Kismet getting himself on point. Crim now trying to find things. Kismet pushing them out alley side. This could be massive. Good timing shots. Not enough though. The kills are there. Crim, quick swivel. Nice shots once again. As there you go. Subliners naded out, but you've still got a player on point. It's Hydra the Phenom. This is the kill number 5 in a row and against Shotzzy. No less. Shotzzy, top of the podium. Oh, lordy. I almost laid an egg. Shotzzy had got that 3rd, but the kills were there. Time going the way of the Subliners. OpTic not out this yet.
Yeah, some people celebrate a late Easter, but whatever the case may be, in spite of that, Shotzzy 2-piece, it's still a pretty sizable lead for New York, and maybe still in a situation where they have to break. I know we saw the stats earlier where on this map, it's not like the breaks have been particularly great for the Subliners. That's over the course of the year. They are 3-1 on this map since the Pro-Am, and the break right now looking kind of strong. Dashy gets dropped as well. You get the pressure inside the point, and Scump, maybe the next man in line for OpTic, at least takes care of Crim to get him outside of the hill. They haven't quite stabilized. Hydra's in the back.
He slips in the back fast, gets himself in a wine. Tags are up. He's still alive. Oh, brought down finally. Scump now through Fireside. They managed to get themselves in there. Kismet fighting the gunfight. Wow, he takes care of Scump and Shotzzy. Brings them both down. Prolute pinched. Hard point Subliners. Fighting tooth and nail to keep this one going. Paul naded out, and it is an absolute war over by the fountain. OpTic with a 4-man stack. Here they go. Their kills are all there, and they should win this battle, and they should be able to get the next few 15.
And obviously, this isn't shocking in the slightest to talk about two of the best hardpoint teams in the game, but the nades and tacks have been on point from both of these squads, using them on the breaks. The stun's annoying even in this moment, but not enough to take care of Crim there. Gonna be set up on the rotation. Shotzzy, though, pretty beautiful gunfight. He's able to win towards the middle of the map, trying to open things up for OpTic just a little bit. And Paulehx does get dropped in the back. The teamwork always there, but look at the teamwork for the Subliners. Crim on the flank, able to pick up 2. He dropped a 1.56 on Berlin. Well, 12 and 7 for the moment on Tuscan.
Lordy. 102 now on climbing for the New York Subliners. Match point for them again. Prolute win another. Towards the side of the church we go. A bit of a race now on, and Paulehx manages to get there first, gets the gunny up and gets the kill. Can Dashy come around this corner and take care of business? He does. The more to be had there would be something special. We're now over to Crim as back and forth we go. OpTic been pushed out for a moment. This gives Subliners a couple of seconds to get some time and maybe set up for the next. Man alive chance. This is a blistering tussle on Tuscan indeed.
Well, and right now, Subliners actually have pretty much no pressure over towards P5. Paulehx, though, this is the one gunfight that could really open things up. And fun enough, Shotzzy just completely dips out. And yeah, the toughest player in the league to call out. It is just confusing as to where he goes. And by the time he reappears with the whole team. And this is a very strong start to the P5, but honestly, a necessary one. Crim through a wall, able to pick up 2. And if you open things up on this hill, it is already a 60-point lead for New York. If they were able to get this break on P5, I mean, this could be the moment of the game, but it looks like OpTic holds strong.
There's about 30 seconds remaining here on the point. Shotzzy from behind. Shotzzy can't get the second. Hydra smooth moves. Oh, Hydra, what in the name of all things sacre bleu, Scumpy? Can't get any more at that one. 20 seconds remaining on this point. It is getting fiery indeed here on Tuscan. Hydra's up. They run it back. Shotzzy wins that fight this time round. Less than 15 to go with. And there it is. Crim from behind. The dagger. Slow and steady up the stairs. He goes, gets the kill. Now, back over to the first hard point we go. Next set is up. Scump's in position.
Dude, I gotta say, Hydra's adding to like his hoop mixtape, right? He had a nice gunfight win against Dashy in the Search and Destroy. Literally just 180 Shotzzy in that moment. And granted, Shotzzy's going for the 2-piece, but nonetheless, gunny on point for the Frenchman. And right now, Subliners, I mean, this is just dominant. You get the breaks on P5, you get Crim picking up pieces through walls, Shotzzy's getting taken down by Paul. And you just get the clearance. The nades on point. The swarm is in. Prolute trying to keep things open for his team, but Subliners always have the extra man and a 70-point lead on Tuscan.
Strong hardpoint teams really going at it. Scumpy brought down at range there. On Crim, as the shots, the coverage there, and Paulehx, the menace, gets another set of kills. Hydra's already on the rotation. Times this right, could catch one. I think he saw Scump there. Scump didn't see him. Oh my word, he's in from behind. 10 seconds up. P2 abound. You do have Shotzzy in the very back end. That's going to give his teammate spawns. And now Hydra looking to make the break. And oh my word, they go at it again. It is a joy to watch those two fight each other.
I mean, it's just fighting on ice skates. It's just the most fluid movement on a combination of players. But
wow,
as it stands, whatever might be fluid, you need the dynamic to go your way, because again, you are down by 100 points. I mean, this might honestly, if like New York get this break, this might be shaping up to be one of the most devastating hardpoint losses OpTic have really had this year. Now, granted, OpTic able to pick up quite a few big kills. Prolute, especially so. Trying to open things up for the squad. Nice couple go your way. Really solid time coming through. OpTic not out of this game yet.
Yeah, it's far from over. Prolute's got to watch this one from Hydra. Man, hold that L. That is brutal. Shotzzy there on close point. Mountain Dew featured player. Coverage from his teammates all good. Kismet with a big slide. Hydra finds another one. Trey's now abound on point. Prolute though from TJHaly. A Father, Son of the Holy. 2-piece. All good though. So we're going to find the kills. Rotations down. Subliners though, they're in there first.
Subliners also have just a ridiculous amount of map pressure. Paulehx is posted up in the back, so everyone else has the clearance to just run around for free. And they're making life hell right now for OpTic. It is taking the swarm through you just to get that clearance, but 10 seconds have gone by before you can even get near this point. And granted, they are inside, but obviously Subliners quick off spawn to try to keep this mixy.
trying to keep the spawns up. Where they're going to spawn roof side, surely. There we go. So 3 members now making their way to the roof side. Guns should be up and changing position. Shotzzy, they'll want a 4 spree now. Comes to an end. An absolute peach there thrown from Paulehx off spawn. Scump cannot stem the tide. The Subliners have swarmed, and Prolute catches one on the cross. Here we go, though. You've got an open hard point for now. Prolute absolutely gunning him. Finds another kill. Reinforcements getting involved. Shotzzy, no. 22 and 18 put down. No more close enough, and that's going to be another big win. Scumpy, though, in off spawn. Now it's non-stop. The kills are done. Subliners for the next 10 seconds, and that's massive.
I mean, dude, just a juggernaut bloodbath on the previous hill. A moment to breathe. The Subliners are setting up to make this break, but they're doing this a man down. But maybe they could just make it happen, or maybe not. They do get wiped out. Paulehx, the last man to fall, and 3v4, they weren't able to make it happen. But whatever the case may be, it is a 70-point lead. They're going to have to play pretty damn well from here on out to try to make this comeback. And, well, Crim right now leading the charge. The teamwork from Subliners always on point.
Here comes Paul. Good timing. Smooth moves. What was this? Little 360 pirouette. Your boy is dancing right now on the inside of church. Teammates have got him covered. Dashy, though, wins fights. Wow, wins 2 fights on the backside. Shotzzy slides right through. Can't get any more, but the trade should be abound right now. Kismet's a dead man. We'll say a hope and a prayer for him. Subliners spawning out. Have to make the run across mid, and Hydra has made it through front.
Trying to get inside, and keep in mind, the only team right now that's rotating is OpTic. So New York really want to fight for these final 10 seconds, and they are still trying to force this in this old hill. They get a couple kills, another team kill comes through, but that just means they're going to be a little late off spawn. And you do have OpTic to the new hill first, but good luck. It is P5. The nades are going to be raining hell upon you, and 1 break and the Subliners get the win.
1 break's all they need. OpTic buckling up. Hydra plays it very sneaky from the inside. Prolute now's got to hold the line indeed. Prolute finds a nice 2 of those nades. Great awareness, though, of the spawns. You know that the Subliners could be coming from the other side now. The flip is on. Hydra, oh my word. Timing from Kismet. This could be it. Contest is there. They've got the hard point. New York are in. Subliners now trying to fight their way forward. Smooth moves from Shotzzy. Not enough, though, as Hydra's now there on top. And it is absolute chaos. Once again, chance for a brief moment. OpTic Texas hold it down.
Well, you can breathe. I mean, maybe just for a little bit, a couple players from New York trying to rotate. That is a team kill that comes through, but you still got the 4-man stack, so doesn't make a single bit of difference. Subliners can no, actually, maybe they can. Kismet maybe with the late play, you really never know. And OpTic are forced to put bodies over towards P5, which means Scump is by himself on rotation. Hydra here to take him down, but the King drops him. Now OpTic cutting in through you, but 247 can't get to 248. OpTic are still here, and they win the gunfights.
Old school versus new school, and the King wins it. Now Kismet trying to watch the flank. Hydra's about to hit U side as well. Scumpy watches it and wins the fight. Oh my God, mid-map now from Paul. Has to go forward. You've still got the hard point for OpTic Texas. They have never said die. Paul with a big nade over the top knows exactly where these players are going to be. And here comes the hit. Scumpy gets brought down again. And there we go. Shotzzy's got to fly. Got to go. New York. The Subliners stun the CDL with a big win over OpTic Texas. And Crim's letting you know.
Ooh, it is that new New York, and who knows who that bat signal is calling. But Miles, all I know is that New York solidified themselves a spot in the winner's bracket for Major 3, and that Major 3 might be one of the most difficult tournaments to predict. So many teams have been heating up. Minnesota Røkkr look incredible. Subliners getting big wins. FaZe are randomly falling 3-0, and now even OpTic take this L as well. I mean, they came into the day with a 9-1 map count through these qualifiers, but Subliners truly showed up on the day and took it to them. And admittedly, it definitely got dicey towards the end, but I mean, they held strong. And I mean, this is just a setup for what might just be one of the most wild tournaments in Call of Duty history.
Peep the highlights, friends. This one was one to remember. New York fans the world over, fist pump in the air right now, feeling fine. That is the end of their run to the major, and they're going to be happy with that. Winners bracket, I believe, secured. We'll get the true confirmation on that momentarily, but that is that, friends. Massive stuff out of NYSL. OpTic still have another matchup again tomorrow. They're playing the LA Thieves at 3 p.m. Pacific, I believe. So that's going to be spicy as hell, you know, either way. Like, that's another opportunity for them to bounce back. LA Thieves in a strong spot, but this is massive now for OpTic, chance. I mean, this wasn't a like catastrophic loss, I don't think, against a team that's in very, very good form right now. But when you look at like most people's top 3, you're looking at OpTic Texas, you're looking at Atlanta FaZe, you're looking at Subliners right now. I mean, I think that's a very, very fair statement. So God only knows what's going to happen in Toronto.
Minnesota Røkkr. I mean, Toronto,
Røkkr,
New York. Toronto's another team that's in the mix. I mean, when I say it's like unpredictable, like even just from the winners round 1 matchups, I mean, there might be some absolutely wild things that happen. For all I know, this could actually end up being a winners 1 matchup as well, because like OpTic, this doesn't change the opinion. It's still the best team in the game and whatnot. Still the strong map count, or map record, I should say. I'm a little curious as to why the Berlin hardpoint came through, and maybe just trying to, you know, expand it just a little bit, but whatever the case may be, clearly some of the teams that were faltering early on in the league have cranked things up.
Indeed. Well, there we go. The final map finishes up. Tuscan Hardpoint, a victory for the New York Subliners. The Mountain Dew marquee match has come to a close, and we do have confirmation. Yeah, New York Subliners. That's winners bracket starting in the Toronto Major next week, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be a lot of fun. A huge result for NYSL, and some much-needed CDL points. I mean, Jesus, give them the points. They need it so bad. Wow, what a series that was. A very, very exciting one indeed. Again, whew, I don't know where to go. Desk, save me.
Yo, this is beautiful. Save us all, man, because New York Subliners are coming for us. And the way this team has been eaten up, I mean, Crimsix ain't never got to worry about being hungry again. But yo, Nameless, the fact that they're going to wind up in the winner side of the bracket, that is absolutely nuts. This team struggled all year long.
They've been on a run. They win the Pro-Am. They have a great group stage here, and now they're secured winners bracket, and their hardpoint looks ridiculous. This is the best win that you could ask for if you're the New York Subliners, and let's talk about it, man. What beautiful hardpoints. Like, remember what I said, like, in the pre-segment to this? We were like, yeah, stats kind of go out of the window when you go into a series like this, because there's that history between Crim and, you know, some of his older teammates, and Crim put on a show for us across both hardpoints in the series. The man was just absolutely popping off. And to Ali's point, like, that is the player alongside Kismet who we needed to see step up in slaying performance in this one, because OpTic is a different type of beast. Like, the rotation that they had from P3 to P4 on that map number 1, where they locked down trains, they broke OpTic instantly. We don't see many teams doing that to go up about 80, 90 points in that map. They had OpTic on the back foot throughout it to start the series off. That's going to give New York that confidence, like, hey, we know exactly what we're doing. We're doing it correctly. We saw Hydra and Kismet both playing aggressive. The pressure was there. That was beautiful to see. Shutting down Shotzzy and
That's insane.
That's insane.
My boy had a .1.
It has to be said. So 2 days in a row now against the top 2 teams in the CDL, okay? We saw the Minnesota Røkkr take on the Atlanta FaZe, and Cellium was kind of shut down, right? Then today we see New York Subliners face off against OpTic Texas, and it's not easy. Shotzzy had an amazing stat line in that search.
The competition this year is literally insane. One day you could just have all your best teams just getting absolutely world starred. And the fact that they walked into that Tuscan hardpoint, that is New York's arguably worst hardpoint map. They are 3-8, and that's arguably OpTic's top 2. They're 8-3 on Tuscan hardpoint heading into that. 100 times out of 100, I would have put my bet on OpTic heading into that game 4. And for New York to come as hot as they did right off the bat and get that huge lead in the beginning, sure, OpTic started to come back in the game. They almost changed that P5 to a P1 perfectly to make them come back. But New York, they're managed to break in. They've set themselves up early for success later. And I mean, New York, they look unstoppable.
You're right. And for all the fans out there, they're going to say, oh, it's over for OpTic. Oh, it's over. Okay, they're still using a sub. Illy is still out of it. But either way, this team is still stronger than ever, right? But New York Subliners definitely deserve their praise. I would love to take a look at the standings to see where things stand right now, because when it comes to this Major III qualifier, New York has been impressing us day in and day out since the Pro-Am Classic, right? But also when it comes to points, they're also in the mix. Taking a look at the standings right now, that is beautiful. 3-2, that's exactly where Envoy needed to be, because they need all the points in the world.
Yeah, it's a great position for them to be in. Now they're in winners bracket, right? They just won the Pro-Am. They're confident. Their hardpoint looks great. Like, they probably have the best hardpoint showing throughout all the teams that we have here. You know, them and the Minnesota Røkkr. So I'm expecting New York to make a pretty big run, man. We have a lot of teams that are in the mix. Like, literally all those teams 1 through 6, I could see them winning the event with how they've been playing. So it's going to be extremely exciting. We have just one more day of matches to see if there's any more crazy upsets or teams looking a lot better.
Nameless, you know me from my takes, man. Would I be bugging if I said NY is the best hardpoint team in the game?
No.
I don't think you'd be bugging.
I don't think you'd be bugging.
They're now 15-3, I think, in hardpoint since the start of the Pro-Am. Like, that's ridiculous.
Right, Ali, you have something you wanted to say?
No, I was just agreeing with you. I mean, OpTic was 6-4 in the last 10 hardpoints heading into this. Their respawns has been what was dominant. Yeah, they still take the control in a 3-1 fashion, but they head into one of their best respawn maps and they lost by 30 points. So I'd have to agree.
All right, so we actually have a Mountain Dew Game Fuel victory spotlight with the one and only Crimsix. Oh, hell, let's get him on the screen. Crim, before you bombard the interview, I have to ask you straight up, how much do you like beating Seth?
Beating Seth? Listen, how many words is this? I don't know right now. I'm just pretty happy. So, but the king is dead. The king is dead. And my goodness, it sounds so corny to say, but it is true. The king is in fact dead. You know, Ender, what are you doing? Get your thumb out of your...
No,
I was about to swear.
Right.
Get your thumb out of your noose and get back on the roster. What are you doing? You know? Not like that.
Not like that.
I have a follow-up to Belly's question, Crim. All right, so I've seen you say it before in past interviews,
shut up, guys.
past statements on Twitter, where you're like, put some respect on our name as a team. Do you feel like the community and players, other teams, don't respect you guys enough or underrate you guys?
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. It's us versus the world. That's what I always tell my team. And you know, sometimes getting roasted is good. You know, what did I go last week? Negative 18 and 42. You know, while a coward would you know cry about it. Oh, I'm horrible, all that crap, right? I was sitting there like, I am dog shit. I need to get better. I'm letting the team down right now, right? And you know, improved the hard points. S&D still non-existent. I got to find that somewhere. But you know, the S&D pretty much do absolutely nothing.
Love it.
And yeah, definitely got to work on that though.
If the king is supposedly dead, Crimsix, what does that make you?
Yes.
What does that make you?
I think Kanye West said it the best, right? Oh, you already know what I'm going to say. Ann already knows.
No, I just...
What is...
I don't know what you're going to say. I just know it's going to be ridiculous.
What is a king to a god?
Oh, no.
Hey, Crim, we got...
What's a god? Yeah, I'm not going to say the last line.
Don't do it at all. Hey, Crim, okay, the Toronto Major is coming out really fast. You're going to be leaving for your flight probably in the next few days or so, right? Yeah. What do you want to tell the NYSL fans what to expect when the Major comes around?
That's an interesting... I don't know how to answer that question.
I'm not. Like, we're gonna be good, you know. Cheer for us. Yeah.
I don't know. One of them was roasting the hell out of me last night. Hey, what was that guy's name? That one guy that I played in rank play. He said he's gonna see me stage 4. I'll see you too. All right, and then I'll get security to get your ass out of the venue. All right.
You get bullied in rank.
But honestly, what? Yeah. No. Oh, every single game. People love to hate me. You know. They loved it, but it's acceptable. You know, Patrick Price, my dad, he taught me everything I know in terms of being a villain. So
great to know, man. You're the best villain known to man. Crimsix, hey, honestly, though, all jokes aside, this one was huge. All the question in the world was how good are NYSL. You guys proved it. You're a top team to me. All right, so congrats on the big win.
Hey, thank you.
I'll see you in Toronto. All right, baby.
Hey, you guys all look fresh. You know, usually. Yeah, usually it's just 2 of you and then Ant, but you know, today Ant looks somewhat good.
Thank you, man.
Compliment.
You look good too, Crim. Yeah. I think you, after this, go grab some chapstick and you'll be looking even better. But take it easy, man. Good luck with you, man.
Yeah. No problem, man. I got my Aqua 4 right here, bro.
Hey, there we go. Crim, you take it easy, man. Yo, you made me
desert over there.
Mad insecure. I looked at my lips, man. I was like, dang, what do I look like?
Listen, he always has to throw a jab. I have him locked and loaded every time. I gotta be ready.
You know what? He got a big one over OpTic. He gave you a compliment. Today is a beautiful day for Call of Duty, and most importantly, NY and the fans out there.
Yeah, and he personally played amazing
29
in that series.
kills last.
That has to feel so good. I mean, he's been under fire by the community for a long time now, especially when New York was struggling. There were a lot of people coming at Crim saying, like, his time is done. Well, he proves it time and time again it isn't. And then when they win the Pro-Am, people are coming at them, calling it the Mickey Mouse event and things like that, and that they needed points and they weren't going to make chaps. So what happens? They come in here, they get 3 wins, get winner's bracket, and they got a decent amount of points, right? So now it'll be about doing what they just did, applying that hard point to the Major in a LAN format where they just look great at
So
once
close.
again and getting those points. So
those points are coming. They're coming. They just need to come faster, and they need to do even better at Major 3 to make sure they just capitalize on all the points out there, right? But check this out. We have a game fuel tactical play of the day, and it had to do with Scump in this 2v4 alley. Scump is just ridiculous.
It was just the timing, right? He played his life so perfectly here, checking the bomb. The clock is ticking down, right? So he goes to check the defuse here in just a moment, and even though he gets traded out, it's just the timing works in their favor, right? Nobody can get close enough to start that defuse. You can see they attempt to do it, but Kismet realizes it was just a little bit too late.
Yeah, this is a wonderful play out of OpTic Texas, man. Throughout this map, though, they were just behind. Kismet was making moves. They were like getting behind them, and they shut Shotzzy down. Like the first couple of rounds, he was getting blooded, trying to go mid. We saw him try to go lay down outside of the B bomb site, just watch right side trains. He got blooded there as well. Like New York just had their number, man. And despite that, them knowing what OpTic was going to do, OpTic still managed to bring that to around 11. So still an extremely dangerous team by all means.
Super talented roster, brother. I was laughing just now. I don't know how CDL got an interview with Crim, and it was as stable as that right there. It's like they had someone behind them, right? Let's talk about the matches we had today, though, where we saw, okay, the Atlanta FaZe take on the Los Angeles Guerrillas, and Atlanta got a much-needed win.
And it was scary for a second there, right? Like right off of that boat cage, we were all a little bit nervous in the way that LAG was shooting, but then Atlanta FaZe made a quick turnaround when it came to that search and destroy. They looked masterclass. They looked comfortable on the map. There was a lot of first bloods going into the likes of Arcitys. aBeZy looked comfortable. He was constantly pushing up mid-map and getting free kills on the likes of his side in Desert Siege. And then the rest of the series, it was just more comfortable, right? As it went on, Atlanta FaZe looked more like the team that we're used to seeing.
Right, and also Toronto faced off against London, and heading into the series right there, we really didn't know what to expect from London Royal Ravens, but they tried to put up a fight. Toronto Ultra, which is way more primed for that victory than they were.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of a close map one. I mean, this Toronto team's just...
does that, though.
Yeah, they're just on another level than London Royal Ravens. They have to figure some things out. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Toronto Ultra here. I love what we've been seeing out of Toby, man. Cleanex has just been lighting it up. The pressure is there. They seem so comfortable as a team, and, you know, whenever we talk to them in an interview, we've had the pleasure to interview Cammy back-to-back in their last 2 victories, and he said, you know, they've really just been working on their system, and they feel more confident, and that is what has allowed them to play so much better. It's really just confidence, and the hard point, you could see that confidence. They're challenging everything. They have the gunny, right? And they're applying it, and it's working, and this series was no different.
I'm gonna give out a big shout out to the whole team and Marky for just making things work for that turnaround this stage, but also one of the craziest and weirdest series of the day, all right? Boston Breach versus the Los Angeles Thieves.
Whoa.
I woke up today and said, damn, Boston's gonna beat the brakes off of LA.
So did I picked Boston.
Yeah, right there with you. I mean, we have to give LA Thieves credit, though. Like, where credit is due. They went in, and they talked about they've been hitting the lab nonstop. And the effort and the amount of work that they have put into this team to make this huge turnaround. Now it's just the hope of heading into Major 3 that this momentum continues, right? That we continue to see this LA Thieves roster in.
Yeah, we got to give Thieves credit, but we also got to give Boston credit. To get smoked that is not easy to do.
You're an A-hole.
I mean,
what happened to Boston? Like you got all the excuses in the world, but you just can't be. That's 2 games in a row now. They got destroyed.
Yeah, it was just a collapse. There must have been like a catastrophic play map one or something that just broke them down mentally.
Yes.
You just got to be stronger than that.
You know what made it even worse? Is the simple fact that Boston was being solidified as a top 4 team, right? And we were saying, okay, Boston's right there. They're trying to get over the hump. They're just missing something. As they're trying to find out the recipe they're missing for, you know, success, you have other teams rising up. You got Minnesota now.
It's gonna build a good storyline for Boston.
So many teams can win now, and Boston have to stay in the mix if they want to go ahead and make noise. But also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make noise, check this out. Major 3, we've been talking about it all month long. It is right around the corner, and it's coming up fast, okay? Make sure you get your tickets, and also the schedule for tomorrow, the last day that we have before we head out for the event. Oh, Seattle versus London, Florida versus Boston.
Rematch action?
The marquee matchup, Texas versus LA. Imagine if LA came tomorrow shooting like they did today.
Hey, man, it's possible, right?
But you know what? If I'm any other team out there, I'm betting my money on LA beating OpTic. You know why? You do not want OpTic to head into Toronto with smiles on their face.
It's true. LA could definitely beat the man. They're going to be extremely confident, so I can't wait for that one.
They can kill momentum. So, ladies and gentlemen, before the stream ends, I'm going to give you guys a little prize, okay? Head on over to gamefuel.com/CDL. You can do it right now. I know you're on your phone. I know you're on your computer, your laptop, whatever it might be, because check out this deal. If you order your favorite case of whatever your favorite flavor is of Mountain Dew Game Fuel, you're able to check out with your favorite team pack. It doesn't matter which one you want. Just close your eyes and pick it, or you can pick your favorite color. Shoot, if you got a favorite player, support his team.
Yo, I'm loading a ring play tonight. If I don't see you guys with the skin locked and loaded, I'm roasting you. I'm going in the game chat and I'm shooting your body. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm really happy that Vanguard is shaping up this way with this chaos of competition, right? As we close for the show, I just want to say, you know, hey, this has been fun because we have so many teams trying to hold that trophy at the end of Major 3. Think about it. We have OpTic Texas, Atlanta FaZe. You could throw Minnesota Røkkr in the mix along with NYSL. You got Seattle Surge with their crazy upset potential. We might not ever know, but we're going to close this down. My name is Veli. I'm the desk host. This is Ali. This is Nameless. And this has been a crazy day. For all of you beautiful people at home, thank you so much for tuning in. I said it before, and I'll say it again until the day I die. We're nothing without you. Thank you for tuning in. And for the competitors out there, hey, keep gunning. Bring your best because we have one more day for all of you to just get your things in order, improve yourselves before we head out to Toronto for Major 3. It's going to be a blast, and I love what this year is turning into. For all of you at home, once again, we love you. Take care of yourselves. Spread love. And most importantly, I hope you all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow for some more Call of Duty action. You take it easy.